This is me. I'm Shakia, if you don't know me already, and this is my buddy Reza. Just wanted to share a conversation that we've been having. It's been an ongoing thing. If you've talked to me recently, you might have heard about some of the work Reza is doing all over the world. Uh, Reza, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. So my name is Reza. I live in Squamish, BC. Well, Squamish, BC is my base. I have an opportunity to go around the world and do what we do at the Power of Play, which is we work for children in less privileged part of the world. We help them with their mental health and development, and our work is through building sustainable playground, creating a space for kids to be kids, to play, to connect, to deal with what's there for them, and to grow to their fullest potential.
Um, the work Reza is doing is absolutely amazing. To talk about it doesn't do it justice. It's kind of like a photo. We can talk about it till the cows come home, but you'll never really fully understand the importance of play until you actually see children playing, especially children who don't have the opportunity to get together and play. Reza and I have been friends for at least a couple months now, and we've been talking about things back and forth. If you know some of the projects I was involved with before, it was the Bliss Project. We were trying to introduce different mediums of expression into communities, and the idea was that violence was a form of expression, and we wanted to indirectly extinguish violence by giving children and communities opportunities to express themselves in creative and peaceful ways. More recently, I came across Reza and I got to meet him and see what he was doing. And with all of the struggles I had with my nonprofit organization and the work we were trying to do, there was just so much infrastructure that was needed to be able to support communities in that way, especially communities that were further away from where we were. And through my own experience and stuff, I realized that play is the most primordial, innate form of expression there is. Everybody knows how to play, even if you've forgotten. And if you've ever watched children play or seen children play, it just brings joy into the hearts of all of those who witness that. Uh, it's the best sound, children's laughter, and it's also a place where children learn their social skills. That's where we get socialized. And the way things are going these days, we've forgotten the importance of how important it is to go out there and make mistakes and fall down and pick yourself up and brush yourself off, and feeling a little bit of pain is okay. And uh, play. That's where we figure out who we are when we interact with one another, and it's so important for communities and society to have that in order to have healthy individuals. Reza also shared a story with me a while ago about why he believes play is so important and how it's been so important for him in his life, given his background. Um, and how his mom made sure that he had the opportunity to play when a lot of children didn't. Do you want to share a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. So I was born in Iran, in Persia. The first 6 years of my life was during the Iran and Iraq war, and I remember the bomber plane would come in every now and then at nights, and the silencer would go on. And we used to live in this apartment, and my aunt and uncle, everybody was there. So we used to go to the basement, turn all the lights off. The windows were taped so they don't shatter into our faces, and everybody would hide under the table and like be quiet. For some reason, we thought the airplane gonna hear us. Just be quiet. And whenever that happened, for me and my cousin, it was time to play. It was time to play hide and seek or something else. And so anytime that happened, we played. And it didn't daunt it on me until later on that that was our way of coping with what was happening, with the trauma that was going on. We were constantly dealing with it, recreating it, imagining, going through. Like sometimes we would turn to a bomber planes or chasing our friend, and like that's how we were like making sense of what is going on. And because of that, when I look back, I have no trauma from those times. Whereas I talk to my friends, a lot of them went through the same thing. Like I come, he just lives a block from me. A lot of them they still have a fear of like loud noises. There's like so much trauma that got carried on. Versus I didn't get to have any of those trauma because I was lucky to get to play. And like I remember sometimes when we were playing there, like the uncles and stuff like, "Hey, be quiet, guys! Like don't move." And my mom was always like, "Let them play, let them do their thing. They're kids. Let them be kids, regardless of what's happening." And I'm so grateful for that. And the children we are dealing with and we are serving, they are dealing with so much. Some of these kids they used to be child soldiers. Some of them they survive from being in sex trafficking, child laborers, so many abuse. And in all of these places in the world that we go and work, like they can't even comprehend parents about play. For them, kids are supposed to bring bread and butter to the table. And once we go there and we sit down and we tell them what we do and how can we do it for you, and then we create a space to play, then they allow the kids to go and play. It's like if in your home you have a kitchen, it's a place to go and cook. You have a bathroom to go and do your thing. So now when it's in the community, a space has been created, they allow the kids to go and play. And it's so beautiful. Like first few days when the kids they come, all the families they gather and they watch their kids playing, and you can just see like the side effect, the byproduct of that. Like the families are laughing, the parents are laughing, and they start talking, and a lot of them that become their community center. The community get created, they connect. A lot of times I see like this guy's talking to that and like all like hugging and shaking hands and watching their kids and laughing, and they come and push their kids on the swing. And a lot of time what we do, if there's a space, we build a little like a football soccer field or something beside it, so they come and do something too. There's some activity going on, so it is so beautiful, like it brings everybody together, becoming the spot to gather.
Really exciting stuff, super awesome. I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of person, I love doing fulfilling things and being involved with fulfilling projects. And supporting these kind of projects will help you sleep at night. Like you don't have anything to worry about. You contributed to something positive. And more recently, a lot of us have been cooped up at home. We've been on our computers. There's a lot of talk about crypto and blockchains and NFTs, and a lot of people dog on NFTs. But I had this idea because I have friends, who are amazing artists, and some of them are getting into NFTs. And I was talking about posturing up and contributing your NFTs. More so, my buddy Lars, he has a community he's building around this NFT project, JCSL, and he'll be contributing some of his artwork towards the power of play. So I'm super stoked to be in the middle of that and be able to connect the two. And that way, when you're buying a piece of art, a piece of a digital asset, it's not just something that's a picture or something nice to look at. You'll know that that money actually went towards throwing down a playground for impoverished children all over the world. In the first project I'm kind of getting involved with in regards to the power of play is it's a collab between the Bliss Project, our nonprofit organization, and T-Pop in Sri Lanka. We had done some work with a deaf and blind school. There's like 100 kids there. They hardly have anything. Um, and when you experience things like that, as Reza has done, Reza has, met a lot of these kids and seen what they've gone through. It's when you're on the ground and you see what's going on, like these are real people, these are real kids. It's hard to come back into these spaces of abundance and do nothing and feel good about yourself. You just can't, like if you can be here, with a beautiful roof over your head and, unlimited access to food and friends and love and support, and then end up in communities where kids hardly have anything. Uh, there are solutions around that. There are creative ways that we can support and help. And yes, we are more connected than ever. So this is a really exciting time where we don't have to just be depressed and, excuse my French, just be a bag of shit sitting at home feeling sorry for ourselves. There's so much positive work we can be doing, even if it is online, even if it is in digital spaces. We don't need to push the direction the world is going in away, because then we'll become more disconnected, not just from the world, but each other. And so, right now, at this point in time in my life, I am feeling super excited. I'm super stoked. I know a lot of the people I've been talking to are super excited to be a part of how this is all coming together. We're always encouraging people to share their ideas, let us know how we can do things better. We're growing. And, Reza's final goal is to shut down his NGO after every single kid on the planet has access to a playground. And it doesn't really matter if it happens or not, because the path going there is full of amazing people, amazing opportunities. It feels good. And I would say there's nothing more important than play, right? Do you want to speak a little bit on that?
Of course, yeah, I love it. Thanks for all that, buddy. It's funny, I was just reading this quote a few days ago that say we stop playing once we grow up. Sorry, no, we don't stop playing because we grow up. We grow up because we stop playing. Play is part of our life. Like it's like look at an animal. They always have a thing. The cat like go on and play, chase the ball and stuff. And us like are an adult, you don't play anymore. And that's just so funny. Like once that things becomes out of our life, which we feel it right now. So what is play? Play is connection.
Mm-hmm.
Play is being silly, being goofy, being present. Play happens now.
Yeah.
When you're playing, you're not thinking, you're not planning anything. Play, by definition, is a voluntary activity with no goals to achieve. And that requires being present. And play is something you do with somebody else. And right now that we're all going through this, this mental health, blockage, is because play is out of our life.
Mm-hmm.
We are all isolated in home.
Yeah.
And we are locked in a screen. Whether it's phone, whether it's TV, whatever it is. So plays came off out of our life, and we all feel like, something is wrong, and that's what we need. And for kids, all they have is play. Play is their right. Even the United Nations recognize that as every child's right. Their fundamental right is to play. Look at the kitties and baby little puppies and any kind of animals. That's all they do, and they are developing and getting ready for the adulthood through playing and learning how to hunt through chasing each other. And for us humans too, as you said, we go and play and we push each other, somebody fall, we create empathy for our friend. Oh, he fall, it hurts. And it's interesting. They did a lot of research on that, and they found out it is this research actually in Texas. One of the prison, they researched 26 convicted murder, and they found the common thread between every one of them. They were deprived from playing as a kid, so they never created that empathy for other and the connection for others. So that's how they could have like cold blood kill and just like not feeling anything for people.
That's wild that they looked into that and they found that all of these convicted felons fight for your right to play, support our project. We talked about a few things today. I have a lot of opinions about things in regards to play. Some of you might know, I've been involved with different Taoist schools and Tibetan Buddhist schools. I'm really into philosophy and spirituality. And one of the most powerful things, it doesn't matter how practiced or how cultivated you are, if you don't have that childlike, playful mind, that perspective, that wisdom of play and being present, then that's as far as you're going to go, right? It doesn't matter if you have all the money in the world. If you can't see life through fresh eyes, you're a slave. You're a slave to your memories. You're a slave to your past. You're a slave to your fears. So play is an innate way that we can heal ourselves, and we can allow others to heal themselves as well. And when you see other people playing, you know what that's like deep down inside,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I Reza has shared some stories of, what some of these kids have to go through to be initiated to become child soldiers. I don't want to drop that on you guys right now, because this is all about being positive. And obviously, if you're in the world, we've all been exposed to a lot of negative uh, stories via the Black Mirror. And, I had this concept of the white mirror, where it's more empowering. And you realize that you actually do have power over how you feel, and you do have power over what's going on in the world. And the universe is quantum, which means we are all connected. We can all feel good. And it could be the little things that we do. It could be what you're watching on the TV, on the screen, like the mirror doesn't have to be black. It doesn't have to tell you this sad doom and gloom story. I'm not saying that's not happening, but what I am saying is together we can create a new reality. And there's a paradigm shift going on right now. The old ways are dying. So here we are, uh, being creative, trying to share our new ideas of how we can make the world better. And even if we are at home, how we could actually support real life things, such as building playgrounds. For kids who don't have that chance, they don't have the luxury of sitting at home and being depressed about the world. Let's give them their right to play. Let's provide spaces where kids can play. I am 100% on board with that. There's nothing that I feel more right about in my life. If you can think of anything else that's more important than allowing for kids to have the space to play and express themselves and be socialized, so they don't grow up to be avoidant or violent human beings later on in life, let me know. I'm curious if you can think of something better, because I actually can't.
Look, let's just put it this way. Like, I believe child's happiness and child's laughter is the most powerful gesture in human, like the most powerful expression. When you're walking in the street, you could be in like any mood. You could be like pissed and angry or sad. You just cross the street, a random kid is giggling and laughing. It will bring a smile. Like, even thought of a kid's laughter makes you smile.
Yeah.
It's so powerful. And this is what we're creating. We are creating a space for children to laugh. And now you tell me if there's any way more powerful than this to make our planet a happier place.
Yes.
But an army of happy kids. And what's in the contrast of that? Kids that are growing up in loneliness with so much trauma that they can never get to deal with. And who would this kid be for our planet? A kid that, like, look, we grew up with play. It was privilege. It was part of our life. A lot of us, we can't even comprehend, like, oh, play. What do you mean no play? But there are these kids, they have to wake up in the morning, walk for hours, go pump water, bring the water back, now go find wood to make the fire in their home for their food and stuff, and then the rest of them cleaning up. And those are the kids that they have it all over there. They're not child soldiers. They're not being abused. They're not laborers. When the kid don't get to be a kid, this person is crippled socially and mentally and emotionally. He cannot connect. He cannot do anything for our planet. A lot of these adults in these countries, I talk to them like, hey, what do you do? I'm a farmer. Oh, you'd like to be a farmer? No, my dad was a farmer and his father was a farmer, so I'll be a farmer and my kid will be a farmer. We want to give this kid the opportunity to be who they are, to be their genius, to be unique, because they are unique. And we do this through a lot of ways. Like, for example, any playground we build, we get the local kids to design the playground. We want them to know you have a voice and it matters. Draw whatever you want to draw. We'll build that. And we build it from recycled material. All our playground are upcycled. So we get the community and like, hey, there's a pile of mountain of tires here. let's turn that to a playground.
Hmm.
Let's think what we can do, and that's also really helped the community to think sustainable. And like, as well, for kids now, I have something that I draw which is created from nothing. So it has so much power that comes with it, and I really love what we do, and I'm so happy for all of that.
How many, how many playgrounds have you built so far?
So far, we built 30 playground. We're building four currently right now.
Where have you built these so far?
It's been all over a lot of African countries like Uganda, Rwanda, South Sudan, Egypt, Morocco, in Middle East, in Iran, in India, in Nepal, in South America, and we are starting to in for we are starting now for the First Nations in rural areas in Canada and the U.S. So here we're going to be building in Lytton. We're probably going to know about all the stuff that went down, and they've been all wiped out, the whole town. We're building in South Standing Rock in the U.S. They've been going through a lot of protests and violence and killing for years now. It's coming to, I think, 8 years or so. So yeah, and then from there, so and they love it. Like all these communities, they appreciate it, and we take it in a way like all of our project is a community collaboration, and we don't go there with the notion of what you need. We go there like, this is what we provide, how can we cater it to you, so they all like become part of it. It's everything like from start to the end. It's just a beautiful harmony of getting people together for their own kids.
Hey, if you and or your communities would be interested in collabing or connecting with us, reach out. This is what we're all about. We're all about connecting. For me anyways, everything. I see the whole world and everybody like the human body. If you know me, you know my trade is a personal trainer, and a healthy body is, an active body, one that's able, is one that's all fully connected, where all of the parts are moving together and working together all the time. I'm not into this bodybuilding isolation business,
Yeah.
I want everything to work together all the time. If you want to come and join this body of work that's evolving and growing, like, jump on board. It feels good. I'm super stoked, and I'm super inspired by the work Reza is doing. It feels right. It's good, and there's always room for more. The more the merrier. And it's just a feel good project all around, and we need more of that kind of stuff going on. We need to connect with more communities like the one that we're growing as well, because the potential is infinite. There is potential in every single one of you to actually contribute in some way, shape, or form. Spread the word, right? So it's ThePowerOfPlay.ca. And I guess the acronym is TPOP, which is easy to remember, ThePowerOfPlay.ca. You can reach out to Reza, you can reach out to me. And if you're interested, we'll connect you with my buddy Lars, who will be contributing uh, a bunch of his NFTs. So this is a way that we're actually using technology to start funding building playgrounds.
Hmm. Awesome.
I think that's pretty good for now.
Yeah.